Well, I bring you in, and we are going to see how this goes, but I don't think Burns can let Walker. I don't think we can. So we know where Walker's going. His destination is Columbus. We can't let him do it. Uh, Last episode, I don't want to talk about it, but it, I fixed. Well, I fixed the weapons as much as I could. So both the Corps and Kentucky got a lot of their weapons upgraded. I would still say that probably 40-50% of the infantry and the artillery still need to have their weapons upgraded beyond, mixed muskets and 6-pound field guns. But it is what it is. We did at least kind of bloody them, but we really came out. Oh, I was not expecting reinforcements. So we have to fight them. That's at least the way I feel. It looks like Burns' men. Now, I don't know if they have a. I don't know if they've been in a battle yet, so I don't know if they're going to have this kind of first battle blues, but we are going to find out. The good news is there will be some reinforcements. It was weird. If you saw the end of the last episode, we like lost the battle mostly because of victory points. I think we actually destroyed their army at the very end of the battle. Their entire army was routed. We only had a little bit left, but we lost. So we're withdrawing on the campaign map. It still counts as a loss in our column. But if some of those troops are actually serviceable in a fight, we could probably use them now. All right, so it's a nice generic map. I like this one. And this time, so this time we get the hoedown bridges. It's an odd point to defend. This is actually the battle we fought. Wasn't last episode. All right, go away, HQ. I don't know. Are you what's holding me up? Maybe. And we have Burns here. All right, and CSA is going to come in over here, you say? All right, let's declutter this. Let's make it look as good as we can make it. And I think I think we're going to move in and try to hold the hoedown bridges as best we can. I have some setting up to do, so I'm going to bring you back when that's done. All right, we have deployed. Well, we're kind of where we want to be. We're going to send the scouts. Really, I think I'm just going to send them up here to the good old hoedown bridge. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I don't know why I rushed. I had like 8, 12 something engineering points. I was going to build something back here as a kind of a fallback spot if we needed it. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I'm not sure. We're going to push up. Now, is this their first battle? No. So the folks in this force, it looks like they've all fought before. That's good news. Again, probably half the infantry or slightly more might have better than mixed muskets. I don't know what the other side has. Certainly, we're going to keep the artillery back. It's partly a question of where. We can be pretty sure our right is going to be protected by the element being Spencer's Bay, which I actually... Okay, so that's what it looks like. Yeah, they can't easily, they being the CSA, can't easily move through here. It's also 2:30 in the morning. I'm not sure who came up with that as an idea. Let's get a look at the land here. It's very flat. I know that there is the rise over there. That's kind of okay. So we know that bridge is important. Again, that figured prominently before. One spot where we might be able to pull this artillery is over here in the fences. They would get the fence bonus. And I think most of my infantry would be over here. So, and it's near a road. So that checks a lot of boxes for me. So we're going to go ahead and order the artillery there, and maybe it'll work. Maybe we'll have to reposition it. I don't know. I think I'm going to put you all back on pause because, we're not to the action phase yet. All right, so I bring you in because we're mostly set up, and I just saw their level arrived. I just saw their cavalry come out. So the AI does a much better job, I think, in leading with its cavalry. I got to think about what I want to do with it. Do I want to try to cover this crossing? I don't think so. And I don't know, if I put them over here, they kind of get pushed back potentially. I don't love having them in the middle, but there's a chance I could just withdraw them down this road. I think first things first, we're going to call the scouts back. We're going to move those guys back. We're going to kick out some skirmishers there. This is Heyman's brigade here, which is not quite positioned as I want it. So we're going to tweak that one a little bit. Stall for time for our artillery to hopefully get in position. Keep in mind, it's only 5 a.m. Right now, it's Brooks. I got to separate Burns and Brooks so I can see a little bit better there. Heyman, why don't you get behind your troops? Yeah, so we have Brooks's brigade in reserve. Yeah. I think that that's probably good enough. We could, I don't know, probably could have tried to make a stand there, but I don't know that we have to do that. With Brooks back here, we can flex to the fence. Right now, unless they want to do an artillery duel, which is incredibly boring, but they might, we should be able to just stand back at range and shoot them as they come in. I don't usually advise putting cav in the middle of your formation, but in this case, I can drag them back along the road. We have friendlies that are relatively close behind them. You guys, yeah, you should be like up there. Okay, we'll do that. Not sure what happened. All right, they're figuring things out. I haven't made too many. I don't think there's been any graphical changes. I've been, in most videos, I've been adding either more sprites to the regiments, or I've been turning the corpses on so they stick around longer. I haven't done that in this one. Instead, I've made added some audio and video filters. So hopefully things sound even better. In the mic checks I did, there was like there's no background sound. You couldn't hear the keyboard clicking. I know some miss it, but I don't. Didn't even hear the cat meowing. So yeah, for those who are watching for that, you now officially have no reason to watch these videos. But anyways, it did sound better. In terms of the appearance, it should just be a sharpening effect for this one. And it's a fairly mild one, but I don't know if it's overdone. We can tell from the dust clouds where they're going. It looks like they're deploying in a battle line. But the way I've modded it, it's harder to see. It shouldn't be that hard to see them. And it's probably a bit overdone in the way I've modded it, but it was more fun than being able to see everybody everywhere from 10 miles away. I did not like that at all. So kind of just live with this weirdness. And I don't know if this artillery is not firing because it genuinely doesn't see anything, and it may not. Fill those buckets private, yeah. Or I don't know. It's probably because they don't actually see the unit that's shooting out here. They only know that smoke came from that direction. We might be able to bombard it, but why bother? I just wonder if this is going to be the open gap right here. If I should have, well, if I tried to put artillery back here, I bet those trees would have obstructed the line of sight too much. So we'll continue to speed it up and play fast. I'm not sure. Hopefully not, because if you're giving people canister, yeah, we have a problem. I was just observing how the sun hit this bridge, and I thought it looked really good. But yeah, we don't need to be there for forever to do that. I think I got to go in and mod it at some point. Oh, you know what? I got to turn the volume down a little. All right, that should be better. Well, it's better. I don't know if it's good enough, but it is a little bit better. But yeah. So the idea here I guess I did this wrong. It was initially to have the brigade deploy back and then let the skirmishers. That's always a cool sound effect. Had the skirmishers have the fence. But I figured, they're skirmishers, and if they easily give up this fence, then the other side, right, the CSA can have it, and then it's just fence via fence. I want to keep it as much as possible. All right, so now we're seeing things kind of come together. It looks like they might be coming to the left over here, in which case, then Brooks will pretty much form over here, facing out. The reserve line from Wessel's brigade can also form out that way. Well, I really don't want this cav just getting pinned up on the peninsula and eliminated, so maybe... Alright, as I see this, we're going to slow things down. We're going to preemptively move Brooks that way. And I'd hate to give up the fence. It's good cover. I don't know that we need to do that. They're not really doing anything to Scammon, and Scammon can still go prone and have them do even less. I don't know. Maybe if I move these guys, my artillery would have something to shoot at. Yeah, they don't seem to be shooting at anything, unfortunately. Whipple doesn't need... Oh, I forgot all about Lovell. Whoops. Classic. Classic mistake. So, the risk reward is if we bring the artillery up, we should definitely be able to shoot stuff. I don't know. It's on them to attack me. Maybe if we just move them over, we'll have some sight lines. Oh, Lovell. You know what? You know what? Don't do that. I know what I'm going to do. Also, I shouldn't say that I've been doing this more than this video. I did it when I loaded in. Oh, okay, that's unfortunate. So, do you all not belong to a brigade now? No. You do. Well, anyways, I was going to have you deploy over there. I'm not too sure what you're going to do, but you can go over there. Anyways, why don't we just move Stevenson? We could just move Stevenson right here. He might have a lane as the Rebs come out of that forest and they come this way. Might be able to open up on him right in there, and that would be... I would be okay with that. Nagley, what do I do with you? I don't know. I'm also not... It really looks like the AI's plan is to just sit back and skirmish. So I'm going to put you all on pause until they do something, because they got to attack. We have 17 victory points. They have none. It is not going to get better for them over time. All right, so I'm in a bit of a quandary. The AI is not going to come forward. They took the battle, but they're not going to come forward. It's 9 a.m. I don't want it to go to overnight and have them withdraw and get away. So even though we have the victory points, we will eventually win this on victory points. I want to bring this to a battle, and I want to try to beat them. And that means we're going to have to go across the field. I know that this is real brilliant stuff. On the right now, it's Lovell's. It's somewhat tattered. Two of the brigades look okay. One of them looks a little questionable. Nagley's cavalry is basically all sorts of decrepit. And that is what it is. But Plummer is okay. We'll move Plummer up. Hopefully he can go up that far and he won't be engaged. Paul is going to move up. He is the other decent brigade. Prince is really, I would call it a reserve brigade, but I don't think it's going to do very much if it actually ends up in combat. For the rest of these, let's see here. We have you in the 4th battery. Okay, 4th brigade. We're just no. Just shoot. Don't do whatever that was. That was a terrible idea. One of you is still thinking about going there. Don't. Who is that? No, no, no. My goodness. No, don't, no, don't. You gotta love the controls sometimes. All right. Yeah, we're gonna have the artillery start teeing off, but that's not a huge deal. We're gonna move Heyman up here. Wessels is already kind of in position. Move him up. Is reserve, or the reserve now for, that's, I guess, no, that was only one of the, yeah. So Brooks might have to come up and just watch what's going on the left. Alright, how are you? You're actually in okay condition, I guess. Ew. What happened here? Alright, they have Springfield rifled muskets. Alright, so there's Plains rifle. Well, yeah, it's one of those where 2 out of the 5 regiments actually had decent weapons, so. Alright, cool. We're gonna move you up here. I think you guys are close enough we can throw out skirmishers. We don't need to move at 2x. I share that hope. Brooks, we're going to move up here. Try to help Wessels on the left. Maybe we can, since I don't plan on falling back here any further, we can actually put that cavalry on the left. You have your skirms out. Alright. You can begin pushing up. Have you join them. We're basically just going to have you guys stand around and maintain appearances. The other side doesn't know you're about to break. Nagley, you can still confer something of a morale boost. Still feel like I'm missing a brigade. You ever feel like that throughout the day? You're just like, man, I knew I had another brigade here somewhere. No, it's probably just me. Alright, that's that. Scamming, making good time. Alright. We get to zoom in. It's a mod we've done, so. Is that guy kneeling and reloading? He is. I think he's part of a skirmisher group that's actually mixed in. Yeah. If you're gonna do that, we don't actually need you skirmishing. Just get back in the line. But it looked kind of cool. Thought we were gonna have a Zulu scene here. Well, this doesn't really work if your skirmishers don't stay in front of the line. Yeah, cavalry do not like being hit by arty. No one does. Alright, hopefully that adjustment in the sound, it still looked like it was loud, but then again, it comes in raw for me, so I'm just kind of guessing of what it's being captured as. Alright, this is not going great. I don't know why you decided to switch here. Are we mostly up? I think we are. I don't think this brigade needs to go any further. Let's push that fence. Let's push with them. Let's stay close. And again, the goal here is to try to destroy as much of that force as we can so that on the campaign map, we'll at least send them back into Kentucky, out of Ohio, and maybe reduce their activity on the campaign map. And it's just a little bit of revenge for the last battle, which the AI did well. They frequently do when it's 50-50 odds. Oops, I was at 2x. Alright, it's time to get back all of our skirmishers, because I don't think it's working as intended anymore. Wistar. Maybe there aren't that many left, maybe it's just a handful. They just all seem to be out of position. I can't believe this regiment's playing this far up. I suspect these guys are toast. On my left, their right, it's a little bit better for them. Alright, Skimmons Cav. Oh. Alright, so we got at least, right? We got a long timer here, so we might be able to do quite a bit more damage. I think, I don't know, if I attacked earlier, we would have had fewer objective points. And we already have 6, which is actually kind of a lot. So we could actually have the battle go on longer. Whatever, we'll do that. We'll go to the OOB, and actually we're just going to order assault mode from Whipple on down. And just see if we can rack up a bunch of casualties and knock this division out of the fight for a while. What did they find? Ah. Yeah, this is one of the things I hate, right? You give them an assault order and they just want to change their formation first before they do anything. So I don't think we're going to accomplish much, so I'm not going to make you watch it. But, yeah, I mean, a win is a win. I don't know that, yeah, a win is a win. And less than a half hour in. We might get time for another one, but I'll bring you back when I have something to show you. All right, what do the papers tell us? So for them, it's, well, that's right. We had to we had to parole them because I forgot to build prison camps. So, and then once I tank my credit, I can't do it. So yeah, this is actually gonna be a problem. Yeah, but it's probably also a problem on their side. So whatever, it's 140 out of the war for them. For us, it's actually about the same number, so. Yikes. Well, anyways, that was up here. And yeah, look at Lovell's division. It's basically just taken out of all the fights. It's going to be out for a while. I feel like with the work they've done, yeah, they ought to get some notoriety for that. I don't even know. All right, so sure, skilled cartographers is fine. Where does Casey land? Sheridan lands there. Sheridan lands there. He's got skilled cartographers. I think he's generally pretty good. You know, we could give the Corps Command. Did we give them oh, we did give them embedded reporters. So that one's already going on. I don't know about some of these other ones. There's a lot of decent ones here. I generally like foot cav. But maybe we'll just try ambulance corps and see if it works. It's one of those things I started to tune so that it actually worked and you actually got some perk progress on it, but it's incomplete. All right. We have Burns. Yeah, Burns is going to scout because he'll actually get some readiness back. Sheridan could. This is telling me that some of the ironclads are done, so we'll check out that front, which I haven't done too much, but we're pretty much where we were almost 2 months ago. It's like the same forces, almost in the same positions. They're just slightly better equipped and more bloody. But this is a better front, not the fact that they say that they're out of supply. But we have some choices here. We can either push we can go to Bowling Green. Oh, there's a supply depot here. You know, I'd kind of like to capture that intact. But I don't need to. I don't. Bowling Green and holding that railroad and putting a supply depot on that opens the door to Nashville probably in 1862. There is this problem, but I feel like we can also potentially deal with this. Now, yeah, we'll see. But I think we're going to order our guys out of here because right now we're just sitting around out of supply. That's not where I want to be. So we'll move Gibbs down. Move you. Do you have? No, you have the cartographer. So yeah, we'll move you in scouting, and hopefully we don't end up in a battle. So we're ready to. Same goes for you. Might hold one division back for now. That'll be the plan there. Over here, the plan I recall is that we're kind of waiting for Reynolds to get ready. And I don't know, maybe we just go without him. We have 2 decent divisions. Wow, this division is reporting that it's basically been stripped of almost everything. I wonder if that's an AI thing. But that means that there's almost nothing left here. So I guess we'll do a reconnaissance in force and find out what the heck is going on here. Send Smith. We'll send Lyon. Since we're going to be waiting for Reynolds, how long will it take him? 56 months, so almost 2 months. And by then, campaign season's over. So let's at least try to strike some blow here before we take the big old movement penalties of winter quarters. Anything we can help with? Farm mech is on the way. Civil order is on the way. All those are fine, but they don't do too much. Propaganda is a ways off. Improved credit rating will certainly be a long ways off. It's modded so that you can only take it a couple times each campaign. Cast artillery, yeah, I don't see too much else here. So we'll find out what's going on over there. Oh man, we made it down here fast. Okay, so it's Corps Command and it's Curtis's division. Gibbs, why did you not move? What's the problem here? Yeah, I want to have you both down here. And maybe we'll use that opportunity to get Curtis started on a depot. Remind myself how the war is going. National morale is... Town occupations are hurting the CSA. It's not that... Well, it's not that bad, though. I think it's maybe a bit exaggerated. It's kind of why I wanted to hold this mod from releasing it, because I think if it's going to deteriorate that fast, folks might feel like they're going to win a little too soon. We'll see how I feel at the end of this campaign, but this is one I feel like I would like to play again. Also, we're not in lossless scaling right now, so I kicked out between scenes. All right, hopefully things got a lot smoother. Got a lot smoother for me there. All right, and we have crept up. We have crept up. Yeah, that's pretty much the end of that story. McDowell is fully ready. Stop the presses. I think it's time to move forward and try a crossing. Yep. We'll order McDowell up first. Yeah, and maybe I'll do that, and they'll just hold them there, and they can act as reinforcements. I'm cool with that. We've pretty much boxed in those Confederates. If this intelligence is correct, right? We've boxed those Confederates in Shenandoah. I guess they don't want to come up to fight it. What? Yeah, they don't want to fight us. I'm certain of it. Now, on the naval front, okay, we still don't have perks yet. All right, that one is actually close. So, no, we're not going to do any of that. We're going to start moving. Yeah, monitors get built faster than ironclad gunboats. So I'm going to move probably 4. Because then when we get the gunboats, we would move 4 of those in. Oh, are we not constructing them? Uh-oh. Well, then we're going to do the poor man's version of that, which is, yeah, we're going to add frigates to this when we're ready to start attacking forts. We might keep 4 iron... What do we have? We have 5 monitors. All right, maybe we'll just keep them and then maybe add a few more frigates. Monitors tank the damage, and frigates, they do the shooting. So usually that's what I have ironclad gunboats for. But you know, it is weird. We're still at triple C. Like, we have just not. Interesting on the wealth front. Well, we're just going to have to make do. We can't do any more weapons orders. We've ordered some weapons, and some will continue to come in. But I think we're kind of stuck here. All right, we'll see if we're able to cross and make some progress to Richmond. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, I see it now. So they have... What do they got? They got 2 divisions here. You know what? Let's find out what you got. Okay, we'll do that. We can call down Gerard's division. No reason not to. Send you up here. Take you out of scouting. Are you out of scouting? Uh-oh. I know what that sound is. That's the sound of, nope, they're over here. Yep. So... Nope, nope, nope. Just have you halt there. And I think we're gonna bring you back up there. And maybe we'll have to abandon the construction of the supply depot. I don't know. If they only have 2 divisions, maybe we just go 2v2. And Curtis, we say good luck. Again, this assumes that that intelligence is correct. I want to see what happened over here in St. Louis. Okay, we don't need a force march. We just gotta kind of move these guys back. Take the supply depot or let them burn it. I don't care, but it leaves St. Louis more fully in our control. So, not sure why that didn't go all the way through, but I guess we'll find out. We do have our squadron here. That, you know, did you? I guess I could sit on those ferry crossings or try to sit on those ferry crossings. I don't know if that's the best use of them. I feel like there's a lot else we need to worry about, but... So they're going over here. I don't love that. Get you over here. Yeah, and get you over there. Yeah, that's what we'll do. All right. Bet if they were in home territory, they'd be all recovered by now, but they're not. Curtis, you keep doing it. Oh yeah, that's why everything's moving so slow. There we go. All right. Come on, push them back. I really wish there was a way to just like basically give an attack order here on the campaign level. It's kind of like you got to move close enough and then something will get initiated. They might just shoot us. Oh. Alright, so whatever it was bad enough that they had to run. I don't know why Gibbon lost his order now. It's an odd interaction. Lion can stop where he is. And yeah, we'll take that supply depot because why not? I don't think you need to be in scouting long. Same with you. What? All right, so this is the fight we were moving towards. Let's see what we can do. All right, so this is the battlefield. First of all, it's Perryville Battlefield, and I got to play this once earlier in this campaign. I missed this battlefield. It's an interesting battlefield. I mean, if we can just, well, first of all, it looks great. Yeah, I mean, just the foliage and everything. But it's an interesting battlefield, right? It has a little tiny urban warfare part that's, you know, Perryville. I never fought up near Dixville. Anyways, it has that. It has, I don't know what this is, what this body of water is. Looks like the Chaplain River. I don't know anything about it. But it's just got these little streams and creeks. It's got choke points. It's got open ground. It's got a lot of good stuff. So I like it. It looks like we're going to be defending a lot. Yeah, we can also fight down here near Broomfield. So this is kind of an interesting one. We got 15 engineering points. We're going to do some... Are you going to move, dude? All right, you did move. They look like all 5-pointers. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you got to hold 4 to definitely be defending. And that's fine. We're going to get reinforcements, and we should have slightly more of them, and we have 15 engineering points. So what is the most defensible? I mean, my eye is kind of drawn to like, right, defending out here and then back here, maybe giving up on Broomfield. If they wanted to do a dank flank and grab that, I'd be like, all right, that's fine. This is a pain of a point. If you've ever fought it, because right, it ends up kind of being like a choke point. I think you can still cross over here, but not over there where it's, you can see it kind of changes in the type of water it is. But it's just a long uphill. The other side can get in the forest. It's an uphill. Usually there's fortifications. It's all sorts of nasty stuff. I was thinking, I don't know that I really want to defend across all of this. Looks like if they're going to come in here, where did they move from there? They're probably going to try to cross into Perryville. I feel like the defenses there naturally are already pretty good. Or they might come down south here. It's a mix of kind of the native stuff. Man, this is high ground. Holy moly. I do want to slap down some defenses and press play. I don't want to think too hard about it, though. I think I'm going to move this force up. Gerard's group up. And we'll do it like that. I don't know if they're already detached yet. They look like they are. So we'll move them up. I think from that previous battle, I thought there were some decent sight lines. You know what? We'll move you up as well. Yeah, we can get that artillery in a pretty good position. Willage, there he is. The probably the original Grand Tactician, right? Pretty grand. And then maybe what we do is come back here and build some parapets here. And there. And the reason is that if they do cross and they come down here, or if they cross over here and come this way, this kind of fork in the road, we can certainly influence it by holding those parapets. I know it's weird because it's on the back side of the hill, but I think the line of sight will be forgiving enough that we'll get through there. But that leads to a victory point over here, the victory point down here. I was going to say, if we lose Perryville, I guess, assuming that they're probably going to take the roads, this might be another position we want to fortify up. And again, we're going to get reinforcements, we believe. So maybe we'll do that. And maybe we'll do something a little further back here. That's not what I meant to do, but I don't think it needs to be perfect for what I'm going for. All right, I think that's, well, I have no idea what that was. All right, we're gonna go ahead and press play so that we actually do start. But if you can't tell where I'm going with this, I'm not gonna play this battle in this episode. I think on this map, we have to be really careful. Though we have a numerical advantage, you saw what happened in the previous episode with that numerical advantage. I don't know. Is this? It's their first battle. So anything can happen here. It may also be their first battle as well. It's late in the day. We're expecting reinforcements. I actually made a mistake here. We should move Couch back just in case we have an opportunity to deploy forward. But yeah, I'd like to be able to hold Perryville if we can. Move you up there. Move you up here. Might move you guys across. And I think that that's going to do it for this episode. In the next one, we will start with this battle. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too, and I hope to have you back for that one.